Hello, how are you doing?
Hello, very good. How are you?
All right, yeah, I'm doing great. So I will go ahead and introduce myself. So hello everyone, this is Humayra bint Omar. I am the Community Relation Executive of weDevs here. Welcome back to yet another webinar. And in today's webinar and in today's live session, we're going to discuss basically website speed. So, what are the factors that are responsible for slowing down your website and what you can do to improve the speed of your website? I know these are, the topics which we tend to question and we have confusion in. So these are the main topics that we are going to cover in our webinar today. At least we're going to try our best. And yeah, I think this is one of the most important aspect of any website. No matter how beautiful it is, if your website is slow, then I don't think it makes any difference. So let's get started. So before I go ahead to our dear audience, please let us know if you have any questions or even if you would like to share your thoughts in our comment sections, both found on our Facebook and YouTube Live. So just mention your name and where you're from and comment away. So now let us meet our today's speaker, who is our brand ambassador all the way from Spain. Jose, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself to our audience?
Hello, everyone. I'm Jose Arcos from Spain, a web developer specialized in WordPress mostly. And I have been working in the web industry since 2012, so already almost 10 years working on it. I'm currently working on a consultancy firm called Equiden. This is a French-based company, but it's almost over all the Europe and part of Asia as well. And I'm working for a final client called, you may know the UN, the United Nations. So I'm working the UNICC. It's like the digital agency for UN.
That is very
So yeah,
impressive.
that's it. Also, as Humayara say, I'm the brand ambassador of weDevs in the Spanish territory. But in the WordPress community here in Spain, I also organize the local meetup of my city in Huelva, also the moderator of the Spanish forums, among other things.
That's great. So, before we get started off, I would actually like to, drop the question: why is speed so important for our website? So I'm a user, right? From the user perspective, well, I know nobody likes a slow website. I, for myself, I hate it when a website is taking too long to load. So, and it has, also been statistically tested that users, if the website is too slow, the more time it takes to load, the more they will bounce. And so if you see it from the business perspective as well, if you're driving in tons of traffic and you're killing it with the SEO and you're making some real progress here, right? So because if you're generating a lot of traffic but all of it is bouncing because your website is terribly slow, so, it's like you have a beautiful car, but it's super slow. You would be attracted to it, but you wouldn't want to drive it. So, it's similarly the same concept goes for the car, for the website. So, giving importance to the website speed is something that we forget, whereas this should be our number one priority for building a website. So, Jose, would you like to tell us what are the factors that affect the speed of the website in general?
Well, obviously, as you say, SEO can be affected by the site speed.
Yeah.
We have the new parameters called the core web vitals that kind of Google designed or implemented for measuring the site performance. And if we have a slow website, a slow server, or slow response in the request, obviously this can impact in the result of a web search. So greetings to Luis Angel Montoya, Monty from the Spanish community. Nice
Hello.
to see you here. Also, I would say that the most important thing, obviously, SEO can be very important, but user experience the most important point.
Yeah.
You can scan Google, you can, think Google that the site is cool. Is you can even point in the first page or in the very first result. but
Yeah.
you cannot scam users. When someone is trying to access your website and he or she cannot interact with the site, he can't complete a process of shopping something. This is always something frustrating for person trying to your user or your clients, right?
Yeah.
This is also very important, especially in site where you already have users. Sometimes we focus too much in new sites or landing page sites that we want to have more leads. But for example, academies, when you already have a number of users, if your speeding is very poor, probably you will lose the user that you already engage.
Hassan Jamai Khani told us to stay home and be safe. Yes, don't worry about us. We are at home and we're taking precautions.
That's it.
Thank you. Thank you for sending your thoughts. Um, yeah, so as you said, I think I would like to add in some points as well. I think hosting is very important when it comes to, website speed. We forget that, and again, there are a lot of more points that come in. We don't have no caching or caching plugins in place, or if we do not have image optimization that can slow our website down as well. I know audience who are watching, these may sound a bit alien to you, but we are gonna obviously explain what these are. First, we're just pointing out what are the things that slow down our website. I think another point we can add is when we are not using HTTPS or taking advantage of the HTTP2 protocol. So what is the HTTPS? HTTPS stands for Hypertext Transfer Protocol Secure. So it is the protocol where encrypted HTTP data is transferred over a secure connection. HTTPS ensures that data security over the network, mainly public networks like Wi-Fi. So you need to be using the HTTPS or taking advantage of the HTTP2 protocol to speed up your website. Again, another point that I would like to add is if your version of PHP is old, that might also slow down your website. And out of date plugins, and another very important point that I would like to add is if your themes and plugins are too heavy, there are like zillions of themes out there, which is we are always confused what to choose. I would highly recommend and suggest that choose the theme which is most important and most needed for you, or even if you are doing it for your client. Do not unnecessarily choose really fancy theme which will slow down your website ultimately. Even it also goes for plugins. We have a lot of fancy plugins out there, we know, but use the plugins which are really needed for your website. We do not need a plugin which is heavy, so it's gonna slow down your website. So yeah, so Jose, before we get into how to solve these problems that we have pointed out that slows down the website, I would like to ask you that how do you think, or how will the audience test the speed of the website or the performance of their website? What are the tools that they can use?
Well, the first thing is like the common sense, right? The feeling you have when visiting the website. For example, or for our audience that is now seeing the live from Facebook or YouTube, are they caring about the performance of these websites, of Facebook or YouTube or Twitter or whatever? You are not thinking in the website
Yeah,
performance when visiting this platform, because they are very fast. If we have a
of
good
course.
connection, we don't care about the performance. So that's the point. If you are not aware that the site is slow, that's the best
Yeah,
way to spot that you have a fast website. But obviously, there are some tools that can be used. Personally, I use the Google Chrome DevTools that have
right.
embedded the Lighthouse extension. This is like Google PageSpeed inside, already built in the Chrome. browser. But there are a lot of tools. Also Pingdom, GTmetrix, all of
Yeah.
them in gets you the these parameters that can let you know how your site is going on. For example, how much time does it take to first load the very first print version of the website, or to completely load all the images. So these kind of things, if you have a website taking like 5, 6, 10 seconds to load fully, that's a lot of time. And normally in 2, 3 seconds, the user will be desesperated and will
Yeah.
try another website that offers the same thing that you are offering.
Yeah, I think the best speed time would be, as you said, 2 to 3 seconds. We should keep that in mind, and we should keep our goal and then go ahead. Let's see some for comments. We have Tawhidul Islam from Bangladesh. He's saying he's very excited to watch us. We have Rafi, who is sending his love. And yeah, oh, we have a question from Shahadul Islam Robel from Bangladesh. He's asking, what is the best way to speed up website?
We're going to discuss about that later, but I will say that the best thing we should have is a good hosting, a good server.
Hmm.
As you say before, having latest version of all the software that we have. This is all the latest version of our web server, Apache, Nginx, whatever we are using, and the latest version also of PHP. That is the
Hmm.
base of our WordPress website, if
Yeah.
we are talking about WordPress.
Hmm.
So that's all the thing. Latest version of plugins, latest version of theme, everything up to date. That's the first thing you have to do. And the second thing in WordPress is a very, you know, a practice that I see a lot is having too much plugins and
Yeah.
duplicated plugins. Like,
I do it myself, which is
yeah.
a very bad practice. I need to stop.
So let's do one thing with the audience.
Yeah.
I'm going to ask, what is the installation with the most plugins that you have ever seen? I will say mine. I have seen an installation with more than 120 plugins. So
Oh
that's a
my
lot.
God.
I don't
That's a
know if you have
lot.
ever seen more than this, but
No, I
that's a lot.
haven't. I haven't. That's way too much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So sometimes we have like two page builders or two plugins for payments for the same platform. For example,
Hmm.
two Stripe plugins for
Yeah.
Stripe platform. Things like that makes our website very slow. Yeah.
Yeah, so we are, thank you for the question, Shahadul Islam. We are going to come back to you, and obviously, we are going to discuss more ways how to improve the website speed. Yeah, so I would like to say, now let's move on to the points that we have discussed regarding what slows down our website. Now let's discuss on how to solve these problems. I think I told something about HTTP protocol. If I would like to say to that and how you can solve that problem, I would like to say. For the best speed performance for your website, I would highly recommend not to get a a web hosting service which is very low in price, and they usually do not give the best service. Of course, a high quality web host with HTTP2 protocol support will make a world of difference. So try to get a web hosting which supports HTTP2 protocol. And if you want to start a business or anything with your WordPress site, this should be, I think, your first priority, because this is the first thing you should invest in, hosting. And I think this is one of the most, essential investment. And if I would like to recommend some hosting services which I have researched on and I have myself used, would be Kinsta or Cloudways or WPX hosting. I think they provide good hosting service, and there are many more in the internet, but you can research and see. By implementing HTTP2 protocol, you can um, speed up your website in various ways. Jose, would you like to add into this?
Yeah, obviously, this is like an de facto standard that we already should have. HTTP2 protocol and obviously HTTPS.
Yeah.
I wouldn't trust a website without HTTPS, even if we don't have, any secure action like payments or form submit. I wouldn't trust it, and I would think that there is some problem. Maybe it's just a temporary problem that they are trying to, renew the certificate. So that's by default we should have HTTP2, and our hosting should have it. We should have in count before hiring a hosting to have this new protocol. It's not already so new, so it's already more on a standard. And we have ways to have it already. Secure certificates like TSL certificates for free. So we can use Let's Encrypt, and most of the
Mhm.
hosting and domain providers already use that. So yeah, I would say definitely yes, we should have that.
Yeah. Let's take a question from a Facebook user. His or her name is not being shown. The question is, what is the best VPS to host WordPress, or we can rely on shared hosting? What would you like to say to that?
Yeah, it will depend of the website. I mean, if we have a very basic website where we only show ourselves, for example, a portfolio website with a few images or just external links, maybe a shared hosting will work. If we have a very small e-commerce site, I will say, yeah, it will work. But if the core of our business will rely on our WordPress or our website, we should have the best tools. And
Mhm.
so maybe a VPS or a dedicated server should have the point there. It will depend also of the visits. We shouldn't pay more than we request. I mean, if we have I don't know, hundreds of visits per month, we shouldn't have a VPS or a dedicated server. But if we have 100 of visits per hour, we should have it because we can
Mhm.
maybe extend our server, we can escalate it. Um, Talking about companies or brands, I wouldn't say that one is the best, but for myself, I have worked with DigitalOcean, having my own VPS or my own
Mhm.
server dedicated there. The thing is that you can try almost anything there, and also I will try to find in your countries these specialized companies. For example, in Spain, we have AWS. No, sorry, this is Amazon Web Service.
Yeah.
ADW.
Mhm.
And this is a very cool company where you can hire VPS. Having different configurations. It's almost so cheap than DigitalOcean, a little bit expensive. But you can
Mhm.
support your companies. You will have your the support in your own language from the people from for your country, and they will make things better for everyone. So yeah, try to search good companies for VPS in your country.
Mhm.
Also try this, Dyna Hosting, DigitalOcean, even Google, Amazon, and sorry, even, other companies, big companies have these kind of things.
Yeah, thank you so much for your really detailed answer, Jose. We have Anthony sending us best wishes. He's our brand ambassador from Australia. Hi, Anthony. Thank you for joining us. Yeah, so we have another comment. I think he is from weDevs. He's telling us that he's enjoying our session. He himself has a lot of, uh, problems keeping up with our page speed as well. Yeah. So now, if we get back to our topic again, I would like to say about, uh, I said something about caching. So now, if I explain the caching issue, so what is caching? Which is, I think, a very key component of getting WordPress to run fast is, to use caching. Caching, what is caching? It pre-builds your each page on your website. So all thinking and processing required to serve the page to the visitor is done before they request the page from your web server. So in order to increase that, I think WP Rocket is the caching plugin of choice for DIY, DIR, or if you're less tech savvy. So WP Rocket is a very good caching plugin. It's easy to use, and it will give you an excellent boost in performance. So it's a paid plugin, but it's pretty cheap. But probably the easiest caching plugin to use on the market. There are more advanced caching plugins that are a bit technical to use, but they also give a good service. So if you do your research, you can use those plugins if you want to. So, Jose, can you tell us a bit about image optimization, since we also told that image optimization is one of the reasons our websites slow down?
Yeah, you're right. Most of the most heavy items from our websites usually are images.
Mm-hmm.
So sometimes we, upload image to our website with 2000 pixel, 5000 pixel, I mean, very high quality images that we don't need in our website. At least that we
Mm-hmm.
are, I don't know, a photography website or something like that. So normally we can reduce the size of our images before uploading it,
Mm-hmm.
and also compress the images, like removing metadatas and removing extra information before uploading it to our website. So that way we are going to save a lot of energy from our website. If we have to rely in the web server also the image optimization, that will
Mm-hmm.
cause more time to consume or to execute this task. So my suggestion is to upload already optimized images to the website. If not, if we don't have a way to do it, we have it. I mean, for free, we have a lot of tools to optimize image locally in our desktop. But if we haven't found a way, or we already have the images uploaded, we can use plugins. You mentioned WP Rocket.
Mm-hmm.
Those guys from WP Rockets also have some very cool plugins for image optimization.
Mm-hmm.
Also, we have like EW E triple W image optimization plugin. That is a very
Mm-hmm.
good plugin for that. And also from the WP PMU devs, they have also the Smash It or WP Smash plugin. It's a very cool plugin. Normally, these plugins can be used for free, but also have a paid version
Paid version.
that, for example, one thing that is, I think, is can very cool for our website is to use new formats. So if we already have the images in GPEG or GIF or TIFF or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
we can use the new formats like WebP using these plugins that already convert
Yeah.
the images to the new formats. And this can be also very good for the performance. I mean, we can improve the performance using new formats.
Thank you so much for explaining that. Jose, would you like to add any more points to how else they can speed up their website? I know we have covered to caching plugins, to image optimization, and even I think one of the key important thing to speed up your website is hosting, and to use light themes and plugins. Is there anything else that you would like to recommend?
Yeah, you mentioned something about catching, and I would like
Yeah,
to
yeah,
add something else.
yeah,
As
for
I
sure.
say from image optimization, I would say that
Mm-hmm.
everything that we can relay outside of WordPress installation will improve our performance. For example, if we have a good hosting, like, I don't know, WP Engine, for example,
Mm-hmm.
they have already cache implemented. So we
All
don't
right.
need a plugin for that if we are using a
Mm-hmm.
hosting that already
Mm-hmm.
have cache.
All right.
Kinsta, a lot of SiteGround, a lot of hosting already have their own cache in
Mm-hmm.
the server side.
All right.
So yeah, try to use as much as possible these cache solutions. If we don't
Mm-hmm.
have it, or if we are in a cheaper hosting, definitely
Yeah.
let's go to the
Mm-hmm.
plugins. But
Yeah.
less plugins we have, best
The
website
better.
or faster website we will have it. And
Yeah.
also, regarding one topic that I read in the comments about
Hmm.
this Facebook anonymous user, he says something about Gutenberg, and I
Yeah.
really agree that Gutenberg is beating the page builders. Obviously, there
Hmm.
are different audience. Gutenberg is more focused for people that will use less the experience inside WordPress and just focus on content, or that have developer team behind that can take care about how the content will look, and they already have to focus on layouts, small things.
Yeah.
Elementor is very good. Sorry, just one moment.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Please take your time.
Yeah, Elementor and page builder like this is more focuses on people that implement WordPress and take care of everything inside WordPress.
Yeah.
They are very cool page builders like Elementor, Bevel Builder,
It's
and new
very
ones.
easy.
Yeah,
It's
it
very
is.
easy to
It is.
build with an Elementor too. It's just a drag and drop interface. And
Exactly.
people who does not even know coding, it's very easy for them to grasp as well.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, definitely. It depends on your needs. It depends of the purpose of of the website. But you have to think those things before creating the website, or if you are going to migrate before migrating, because once you already started to create tables in the database,
Yeah.
add posts, add things to the database, it will be harder to optimize it.
Yeah, so another advice we would like to give you is, before even creating a website, think it through, research, what plugins that you need, what plugins you do not need, what themes that you want to go with. Keep your themes and plugins as light as possible. And, sometimes these small steps can actually speed up your website without even knowing. We have another question from Amir Hussein. He asked, "What is the best way to reduce initial server response?" Would you like to say to that,
Yeah,
Jose?
that's a very good question.
That's a very good question. Yes.
It is indeed.
Yeah.
Uh, as we already say, the first thing is having a very good hosting. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
it will depend also of the um, location of the server. For example, if
Mm-hmm.
your audience is global, maybe you will need a distribute server. You will have to address user from Asia to Asia servers, from Europe to Euro server. But if your audience is very focalized in a country or even a region, try to
Mm-hmm.
search a server there in that country, in that region, and
Mm-hmm.
that will be very easy. I mean, there are servers everywhere.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So yeah, that's what I recommend before, to have you know local countries companies for hosting, because it will increase the server response, or in this case decrease. But also having, as much as we can, a very light website, or at least
Mm-hmm.
for the very first load. So having that, like, don't load too much images, or having lazy loading for images.
Mm-hmm.
um, Also, try to reduce the size of our scripts or CSS files,
Mm-hmm.
minimizing it, or even zipping it, compressing it. That can be
Mm-hmm.
another way. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a very good question. Thank you for your question. And I think another thing that I would also like to add is, go on with a basic theme, then keep on building it. You don't That's, I think, a better way to go. And if you are a developer, I think go for coding. Just go for customization, straight coding. It's going to make your website even more faster. Yeah, so I have asked this to most of my brand ambassadors. Jose, I would like to know what drove you to the WordPress industry. How did you start off?
Well, I start almost like all the freelance that I knew, or that I know, working with families, full friends and family. So in my
Mhm.
case, this was my very first website, for the one that I get paid. was a website from a family member.
Mm-hmm.
And then I just started to look for clients in the internet, by friends and things like that. And then I joined a company here in Spain that bring me the
Mm-hmm.
opportunity to work with bigger clients. So that
All
was
right.
like the difference in my career. Working with
Mm-hmm.
small clients can be good for starting, but you
Mm-hmm.
have a very difference in the way that you work when have to deal with a big client with different processes. So I learned a lot there. Sadly, the website is not running anymore, but we learn a lot with building it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's okay. We can always get back and grow. Also, I wanted to know how is the WordPress community in Spain? How is the popularity level of WordPress in Spain? Would you like to tell us about a bit about Spain community of WordPress community of Spain?
Yeah, yeah. I would
Yeah.
say that it's very active community.
Oh, that's
For
great.
example, in terms of translations, we are
Mm-hmm.
most of the active. We are
Mm-hmm.
almost competing with the Japanese guys that they
Oh
are,
wow,
they
that's
are
amazing.
great.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah, they're
But
really good.
we have the most that top 100 plugins and themes already translate to
Mm-hmm.
Spanish.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, Normally, the core is translated
Mm-hmm.
before the new version is released. So, in terms of translation, we are there. We are in the top. And also in terms of events, now that we have online events, things are
Mm-hmm.
very different. We had WordCamp Spain in 2020. We are going to have WordCamp Spain in 2021 in an
Mm-hmm.
online event.
All right.
um, but past in the days before the pandemic, we usually have more than a WordCamp per month.
Oh
In
wow.
2019 or 2018, I think we had 12, 13 WordCamps, even more.
Mm-hmm.
And we are like small country compared to other
Mm-hmm.
countries like USA or bigger countries.
Mm-hmm.
um, but yeah, there is a very active community, and we have very good a very active people inside the community, in the WordPress core and the WordPress community, international community.
Oh, that's great to know. WordPress is something, as I always tell, it's community based and, it brings people together. It's such a beautiful industry to work in. You get to meet so much, so many diverse people and to connect with them. Although due to, pandemic, we are not having the WordPress meetups right now, but it's such a beautiful event. Everybody can, come together and share their thoughts on WordPress. You don't need to be an expert. You can just come here and get educated and share your viewpoints. So yeah, I think WordPress is an amazing, amazing industry to be a part of. Although I'm new here, but I am, looking forward to be educated in the world of WordPress. Pretty excited. So coming back to our topic, I think we have, completed most of the topics that we can. And I think we have had some amazing questions from our audience. Thank you so much for, asking such amazing questions. And if you have any queries that you have regarding, speeding up your website, you can reach out to me or Jose anytime, especially to our Spain community out there. We have a dedicated, group, weDevs group for our Spain community, so that you can come and discuss, help each other out regarding any WordPress problems that you're facing in your website regarding anything. Jose, would you like to say anything to your Spain community? You can say it in your language or English, whatever you want to.
Yeah, I think that most of the viewers that are from Spain
Hmm.
already know English, so let's say in English.
Yeah, of course, for sure.
Yeah, join the WeDev Spain community group in Facebook. Let's
Hmm.
try to, make it dynamic, share
Hmm.
things, and we are going to have very good news in the near future. We're preparing some things from WeDevs,
Hmm.
very cool to show you, like how to use doc and plugins in real cases and things like
Hmm.
that. So just get there, and we will keep in touch.
Yeah, of course, for sure. And to our audience, I would like to say thank you. I think we have come to the end of our discussion today. And, I would like to say if you have any queries, again, you can we have a weDevs community group. We have support forums and everything. You can also directly knock me and Jose, and we'll try our best to help you out here. And also to our Spain community, again, please join our group, so that you can have as much help as you need from us. And yeah, so Jose, would you like to give any last ending notes to our audience?
Yeah, just to let you know, I just seen the link, but we have a friendly name that in Facebook that it's WeDevs Spain, so we can search.
Hmm.
You can search us by this friendly name.
Yeah.
If you don't remember the link or the numbers that have been shown in the
Hmm.
screen. So thank you for having us, Humayara, and it's my pleasure to have shared these thoughts with you, also with the audience.
Thank you so much, Jose, for joining us. It was a very enlightening session, and thank you for sharing your views with us. And to our audience, hope you enjoyed our casual discussion around. Before we say goodbyes, I would like to say to keep an eye on our WeDevs page, and join our WeDevs community, as well as keep an eye on our YouTube channel for some exciting webinars that we do. And just keep updated. We'll be back with amazing webinars every now and then. So I think we can end here, Jose, today. We'll say bye bye to our audience.
Bye bye. Thank you for being with us.
Yeah. Okay. Bye bye, everyone.